All right, let's dive into this home health sales thing. You sent over this guide from ASN Home Care Marketing, right? And wow, they really get into it. It's like way more than just, the basics.
Yeah, it's definitely not your typical sales advice. Like, this is really tailored for home healthcare agencies, which, is super important because it's such a specific field.
Right, and it's booming. Everyone's saying that. But like, how do you actually stand out? That's what I'm really curious about.
Well, one of the first things they emphasize is building relationships. And not just any relationships, like meaningful ones.
With referral sources, right?
Exactly. So think about it. You're a discharge planner at a hospital, right? You're swamped. People are constantly calling you, trying to get your attention. What's going to make an agency stand out to you?
I guess something that shows they're not just in it for themselves. Like they actually care about helping me do my job better.
Exactly. So this guide suggests things like offering continuing education credits, specifically for home health, tailored to their needs.
Oh, that's smart, because that's something valuable to them.
It positions you as a resource, not just another salesperson.
I like that, being a resource. Okay, so that's for referral sources. What about the clients themselves? Like, what makes a good client consultation?
All right, so put yourself in the client's shoes. Imagine you're trying to find care for a loved one. It's a tough decision, right? What do you need from that consultation?
Honestly, I'd want to feel like they actually get it. Like they understand what I'm going through, not just trying to sell me something.
And that's exactly what this guide emphasizes. They call it active listening, really focusing on the client's fears, their priorities, what keeps them up at night.
So asking questions like, what are your biggest concerns?
Exactly. And they even give you specific questions to ask to really uncover those needs.
That's way more effective than just like listing all your services.
Oh, absolutely. It shows you're genuinely invested.
Okay, so we've talked about building relationships, both with referral sources and clients. But what's next?
Well, once you've built that trust, you got to show them what makes you different.
Right, because everyone says they have the best caregivers.
Exactly. So how do you stand out? This guide says you got to have a strong value proposition.
Value proposition, what's that?
Basically, it's what makes you unique. What do you offer that nobody else does?
Okay, I get it. But how do you actually communicate that?
Well, they suggest focusing on specifics and backing them up with evidence.
Like, give me an example.
Sure, let's say you specialize in Alzheimer's care. Don't just say that. Highlight the specific training your caregivers go through.
Oh, so instead of just saying we're the best, you show them why you're the best.
Precisely. And don't forget about testimonials.
Those are always powerful.
They really are. Let potential clients hear from other families about how you've made a difference in their lives.
So it's about painting a picture, right?
Absolutely. Show, don't just tell.
Okay, this is all great stuff.
Yeah.
But home healthcare is constantly changing.
Oh, yeah, it's a fast-moving industry.
So how do you stay ahead of the curve?
That's where things get really interesting. This guide dives deep into the trends shaping home healthcare.
Like what kind of trends?
Well, for starters, you got to stay updated on legislation.
Especially Medicare and Medicaid, right?
Yep. Those changes impact your clients directly.
So being able to explain them clearly is super important.
It builds trust. It shows you're an expert.
Okay, what else?
Well, then there's technology.
Oh yeah, like telehealth and all that.
Exactly. Those things are becoming client expectations.
So if you're not embracing them, you're falling behind.
Exactly. And that's why having a strong sales process is so crucial.
A sales process? What does that even mean?
It's not just about having a script, It's about having a system in place, a system that guides your team through the entire sales journey.
That makes sense. But where do you even start with that?
Well, this guide breaks it down into several key components.
Yeah.
And the first one is training.
Training.
Yeah, training your sales team.
Makes sense.
They need to be experts not just in your services, but in the whole home healthcare landscape.
So they can answer any questions a client might have.
Exactly. And even more importantly, they need to be able to address client pain points.
Pain points?
Yeah, like what are the client's biggest fears? What keeps them up at night? What are they struggling with?
Oh, I see. So it's not just about knowing the features and benefits of your services. It's about understanding the emotional side of things, too.
Exactly. You got to connect with people on a human level.
That makes sense. Okay, so training is important. What else is part of this sales process?
Well, once you have a well-trained team, you got to make sure they're organized.
Organized.
Yeah, like how do they keep track of all their leads? all their follow-ups, all their referral sources.
Oh, that could get messy quickly.
And it definitely can. That's why they recommend using CRM tools.
CRM.
Yeah, customer relationship management.
Okay.
Basically, it's software that helps you manage all your interactions with clients.
So nothing falls through the cracks.
Exactly. And it also allows for more personalization.
Personalization.
Yeah, like tailoring your approach to each individual client.
That makes sense. Because everyone's needs are different, right?
Precisely. This guide really stresses that point. Cookie-cutter approaches just don't work in home healthcare.
So how do you personalize things?
Well, it starts with gathering information. During that initial consultation, you should be asking questions, not just about their medical needs, but also their lifestyle, their preferences.
So you can get a holistic picture of their situation.
Exactly. And then you use that information to tailor your presentations, your follow-up communication, everything.
Okay, so it's about being thoughtful and attentive.
Exactly. And don't forget about the power of referrals.
Referrals.
Yeah, word of mouth is gold in this industry.
So you should be actively asking for referrals.
Absolutely, but not in a pushy way. It's about building those strong relationships where people naturally want to recommend you.
That makes sense. Okay, so we've talked about building relationships, showcasing your value, and having a strong sales process. What's next?
Well, all of that is great, but you also need to make sure people know about you.
You mean marketing?
Exactly. You can have the best services, the best team, but if nobody knows about you, it doesn't matter.
Right. You got to get the word out.
Precisely. And this guide goes deep into home healthcare marketing.
Like what?
Well, for starters, you need compelling marketing materials.
Like brochures and stuff?
Yeah, brochures, flyers, but also digital content.
Digital content, like what?
Blog posts, articles, videos, anything that showcases your expertise and your services.
That makes sense. So people can find you online.
Exactly. And that brings us to the whole world of digital marketing.
Digital marketing.
Yeah, things like targeted ads, SEO,
SEO?
search engine optimization.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it's about making sure your website shows up when people search for home healthcare.
That's important.
It is. And then there's social media.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's on social media these days.
They are, and it can be a great way to connect with potential clients, share your story, build your brand.
It sounds like a lot to keep up with.
It can be, but this guide breaks it down really well. They even give you specific strategies for each platform.
That's helpful. Okay, so marketing is important. What else?
Well, one thing they really emphasize is the importance of content marketing.
Content marketing.
Yeah, like creating educational resources that provide value to potential clients.
So things like blog posts that answer common questions about home healthcare.
Exactly. Or webinars on topics like senior care. Or even downloadable guides.
So you're not just trying to sell them something. You're also giving them helpful information.
Precisely. It positions you as a thought leader, an expert, someone they can trust.
I like that. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Building relationships, having a strong sales process, marketing your services. Is there anything else this guide talks about?
Well, one last thing I wanted to mention is the importance of partnering with marketing experts.
Partnering, you mean like hiring an agency?
Exactly. Especially for agencies that don't have a dedicated marketing team in-house, it can be really beneficial to bring in outside help.
That makes sense. But why?
Well, for starters, these agencies specialize in home health care marketing. They know the industry inside and out.
So they can help you create targeted campaigns that actually reach your ideal audience.
Exactly. And they can also help you track your results. Make sure you're getting a return on your investment.
That's crucial. So it sounds like partnering with a marketing agency can really take a lot of the pressure off.
It definitely can. And it can also free up your time, so you can focus on what you do best, providing exceptional care to your clients.
This has been incredibly insightful. We've learned so much from this guide.
Me too. It's really packed with valuable information.
It's amazing, right? How much this guide focuses on, like, the human side of things.
Yeah, it's not just about, closing deals and hitting numbers.
It's about building genuine connection.
With clients, referral sources, everyone. Exactly. It's about being a part of the community.
And really understanding that, like, home healthcare, it's such a personal thing.
It is. It's about helping people through some of the toughest times in their lives.
And that requires a different approach.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't just be all, salesy and pushy.
No, you got to be empathetic.
You got to listen.
And you got to customize your approach.
Yeah, that's something else that really stood out to me in this guide. The emphasis on personalization.
Oh.
Yeah, they're big on that.
It's not just about using the client's name.
It's about tailoring everything to their specific needs.
Their preferences, their situation.
They even talk about creating, like, personalized welcome packages.
Oh, that's a nice touch.
Right. Like a little gift basket with things they'd enjoy.
A handwritten note.
Exactly. Little things like that can make a big difference.
It shows you care.
It sets the tone for a positive experience.
And that should continue throughout the entire client journey, right?
Oh, definitely.
It's about being proactive.
Checking in regularly, anticipating needs.
They even suggest sending birthday cards.
Oh, that's sweet.
Right, just little things to show you're thinking of them.
It reinforces that relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about building those long-term connections.
Okay, so we've talked about clients. What about referral sources?
Same thing applies.
You got to personalize your approach.
Yep, you got to treat them like valued partners.
Not just sources of leads.
Exactly. This guide talks about scheduling regular meetings.
Not to pitch your services, but to actually collaborate.
Yeah, like brainstorm ways to work together.
Offer support.
Maybe even do some joint marketing initiatives.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right. It shows you're invested in the relationship.
And that you're not just taking, you're giving back too.
Exactly.
Okay, so I've covered a lot of ground here. Relationships, personalization, the importance of being proactive. But there's one more thing I wanted to touch on. Staying ahead of the curve.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial in this industry.
Home healthcare is constantly evolving.
New technologies, new regulations.
You got to be on top of it all.
Absolutely. This guide really stresses the importance of continuous learning.
Reading industry publications.
Attending conferences.
Taking online courses.
Anything you can do to stay informed.
And they also talk about the growing importance of data.
Oh, yeah, data's huge.
Using data to track outcomes, identify areas for improvement.
Even personalized care plans.
It's all about using data to provide the best possible care.
Exactly. And it also gives you a competitive advantage.
Shows potential clients and referral sources that you're serious about quality.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think we've covered just about everything from this guide.
We have. It's been a great discussion.
It really has. I feel like I've learned so much about home healthcare sales.
Me too. This guide is packed with valuable information.
It really is. So for anyone out there who's looking to up their game, I highly recommend checking it out.
Absolutely.
And remember, if you want expert support, you can always reach out to ASN Home Care Marketing directly.
Yeah, their website is ashomecaremarketing.com.
And their phone number is 888-404-1513.
They're a great resource.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into home health sales success, and we'll see you next time.